Hi, it's Dom and Joe from Nothing But Thieves, and you're watching Muzo TV.
How does it feel to be on the road again?
So good. I think you can see it in our faces. It's like the first time we've done this. It feels so good to be back. The shows so far have been amazing. The crowds have been more up for it than ever. I think everyone's been in the same boat.
It's an easy job.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to see music.
It's an easy job.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to see music.
Yeah.
We'd have to be so bad for people to not enjoy it. So.
Yeah.
But when you came back to touring, was it like you were a little rusty after all that time sitting at homes?
Yes, 100%. I think rusty is a very polite way of saying it. We rehearsed quite a lot because we knew that we would have to tighten up the screws
And
a
we
bit.
never rehearse.
No, we're not
You
good
never
at
rehearsed?
Because pre-pandemic, back in the day, we would be so tour ready. We'd be doing tours every 2 weeks or whatever, and we'd always be on. So there was no need to rehearse. We were always tour ready. But then, 2 years of not playing together.
You forget what instrument you play.
Yeah.
And then you do one show though, and it's like back to normal.
Yeah.
And it feels so reinvigorating, so new.
This is a nice bit of the tour now because I'm like, okay, we're back.
The muscle memory's there, you don't have to
Yeah.
concentrate too much.
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
enjoy the whole moment and experience it
Yeah.
properly.
But isn't it like riding a bike?
Yeah, kind of, but
kind of
like having not ridden it for a while and then being like a bit shaky.
And you're afraid of your knees?
Yes, exactly. But then, a few days in, you're good.
Okay, do you think you appreciate the job that you have more nowadays?
100%. I think it'd be fair to say that when you do 200, 250 gigs in a year, which we had done before, the novelty can wear off sometimes and you feel like, not that you're taking it for granted, but, too much of a good thing. And when you have this space away from it, it puts it all in perspective. And
We've come back to touring as tourists as well.
Yeah.
We go everywhere now, which is nice. It's like our first European tour again. We'll do sound check and then we'll go and see the city. We went to Milan, went to Vienna, went to Paris, and we're going to go to Warsaw. It's just nice. Like, we're having the best time. I feel very lucky. I just feel very lucky that we were able to do it.
Like, let's enjoy the time because we know how it was when we didn't have the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was taken away, and like Joe says, that luck isn't there for everyone. Some people are still not able to travel, and it comes back to your original question of you then don't take it for granted at all.
So we're very much trying not to, purposefully. Yeah.
Okay, so one more thing, because before I talk to you about the record, but many artists say, well, during that time I became interested in gardening, baking bread. What was it for you?
It's a really good question.
To kill time?
I just did what I normally do and write a lot of music. Probably buying a little bit too much new equipment as well. I think everyone was buying clothes or buying new kitchen appliances. I bought a bread maker, making a lot of homemade bread, croissants. They went awfully. Don't recommend that.
But it sounds fancy.
Yeah, it does. It does. I don't know what you were up to.
I was painting, actually.
Painting?
Yeah, I was painting. I'd been doing it for on and off for a little while, so it was a nice time. But I was living in a one-bed flat, and my partner, she was working from home like everyone else, and we had a kitchen, lounge, one room, bedroom, the other room. So I spent 2 years in my bedroom, essentially.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But on your point of people discovering themselves, I got sick of discovering myself.
Yeah.
I got like 1 year in, I was like, I don't need to know anything more about myself now.
Oh, I just
We
realised.
don't need anything more.
No.
That's enough.
Yeah.
I realised I got a dog actually.
Oh yeah, you got a dog, yeah.
A dog?
Yeah, I forgot about that. I hope he's okay.
I won't tell that dog about it.
No, he's a good boy. Sausage dog. He's funny.
Sausage dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good fun.
Quite smart dogs.
Not my
this
one. He gets it from me. He's inherited it from his dad.
Okay, but as far as those paintings go,
Yeah.
I hope for your birthday you might get one, because in a few years it might be worth a lot.
Yeah, you never know.
No.
No, not Joe's painting.
you reject it right
Yeah.
away.
It's abstract art, and it's very abstract.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Yeah.
you still call him your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so abstract.
Yeah, it's so abstract.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's gonna be popular
Yeah, really
in some
good.
time.
Yeah.
Okay, but coming back to the album, you released a record. We talked about that album. You released a record, and then you decided to release something more. It was unusual, unexpected, and very, very nice for the fans.
Well, I'm glad you think so. For us, it was probably a lot of those things. It was slightly unexpected. It was obviously we didn't plan for it, but all we were doing was writing music. We had a bit more to say. I think Joe had some more lyrics that he felt were sort of in the Moral Panic realm. The music we were writing thematically was still in line with Moral Panic. And we got that time to step away from the first part of it and fill in the gaps, if you will, and just see, like, not many people get that opportunity, you know, because otherwise you'd never finish an album, would you? You'd keep changing it. But this felt like an extra chance to how would you change
It's
it?
a bit like having an edit button on your album, being like, okay, I'll click that, and then how would you change it a little bit? And yeah, so maybe a few things that maybe we'd missed, and I think that's why we released the complete version with the two parts together, and we changed the track order, because I'm like, okay, well, it's an interesting thing to do a year later, actually have a whole new track listing and enjoy the album in a completely different way. So that was fun to do. You don't get to do it often.
Exactly. I think the other point is that we weren't able to tour Moral Panic 1. So for us, we were still in that headspace. We weren't able to perform it to anyone. So no one had really heard it. So for us, being in that spot, it would feel weird to release something that was detached and, you know, a new sort of sound for us. So we've kind of kept it holistic in that space. So like tours like this make sense. It's not like we're touring two new things. It's like one homogeneous album.
I remember your first gig at our station, our studio, and it's hard to believe, I mean, not that hard because you're talented, but it's hard to believe how much you can achieve in such a short amount of time. What's your biggest achievement in your eyes?
Probably the time that we're still doing it now. Probably that is the achievement, I'd say.
Or your
Still doing it now.
Well, I mean, that would be the...
Bands like that,
would be
don't disappear after such a, let's say, after a few years.
Most bands do. If you were to put in percentages, what bands get to a certain level, okay, so how many bands get to a point where they're published, how many bands get to a point where they get to sign to a label, how many bands release their first album, how many bands release a second album, how many bands release a third album. Just tiny percentage, like 0.001% of bands artists. So like the fact that we're still doing it is for me the most positive thing. Like if I was to name anything, what would be your dream of the band? It would be that we're still doing this when we're 60, 70 and we're still creating music and doing something we love. That's the ultimate aim. It's not really for me getting a number one song. Doesn't
Yeah.
Well, it sounds great.
It sounds great, but I'd rather be doing it, doing this for a long time. That's for me the key.
What's the best part of this job? Let's make people envious.
I think it's a really...
How honest can I be?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's probably between getting free shoes and... no, I would say...
You get free shoes.
Not all the time. Sometimes only 50% off.
One shoe.
Oh,
Yeah, only by one shoe.
what a rip-off.
I know.
50%.
I know. Look,
And casually presenting your shoe.
I think it is a absolute blessing that we get to do what we love. I think a lot of people will go through life unable to do that, and that is not something that's overlooked. If we've got friends who have great jobs, but they're looking forward to the weekend. They're looking forward to their holidays, and for us, it doesn't feel like that. We get to do the thing that, if someone said, what would you like to do with your life? I'd say I'd love to be in a band, and the fact that that is what we do is insane. And that's why we work so hard to keep it alive, to get better and to keep growing, because, you don't want that to disappear.
It's quite easy to be dedicated to something that you really love doing. I think it's harder if you haven't really got the love for something, it's hard to really apply yourself. Never ever felt that way about the band at all. Like everything, like the reason we work so hard is because it's easy to work hard.
Agreed.
Plus the free shoes.
Plus the free shoe.
Mainly the free shoes, though.
Yeah.
Free shoe.
Free shoe.
free shoe. Free shoe. Okay, is it true that you're always writing and you're always ahead of your releases?
Yes.
Definitely.
You know where I'm heading.
Yeah.
Have you got some more music?
We do, yeah. I couldn't tell you when it's coming out or if the music that we've written is even going to make it, but
It's not recorded yet.
No.
It's not recorded. Yeah.
It's all in demo form. And look, we're going to write a load more songs. So the songs that we might think are great now and going to get released might never see the light of day. So you never know. But yeah, I think it takes the pressure off for us a bit when you've got more songs to pull from. And also the longer you spend writing it, the more refined it gets, which I think is important for when you look at an album. Our favourite albums have that thing. They have the common thread. There's not a weak link and you're always striving for that. You don't want to look back at an album and feel like, oh, there's 3 or 4 great songs and the rest is just filler. You want to try and like write as many bangers basically as you can.
Okay, Nothing But Thieves in 5 years. If you think about it, what do you see?
Well, hopefully we're all still alive. That's the first thing. I think secondly, I want to make sure that the music hasn't taken a step back, because that would be the worst thing, is if it's got worse or the songs have got worse.
It's not gonna happen.
I would be happy doing what we're doing now.
I would have to call you
Yeah,
and tell you about it, so don't disappoint me.
Something serious has gone wrong, yeah. Yeah.
Well, it kind of goes back to what I said before. If we're still doing it, I don't know. I hope to still have the same love for it, I suppose. Mm-hmm. If I have the same love for it in 5 years, then that's a win.
I'd like some more guitars as well. Maybe like 2 or 3 more.
Some more guitars.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Gibson or Fender, if you're out there.
Out there, yeah.
Hit me up.
You know where to find me.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Hopefully they will call
Yeah,
both of you.
if they do, I owe you one.
Yeah.
Thank you.